Okay, so question number 5 is complicated. Okay, there's heaps of words in this. This is over wordy. Question in the test is not so wordy. So if you're worried about what is going on with this, yeah, it's overcomplicated, but it's still a reasonable question. So I guess the crux of this is all these words say that this is a household that generates its own power with solar panels, but this bit in here says process is monitored by a two-way meter. The meter records the rate of flow of electricity in kilowatts per hour into the household as positive. So when it's coming in, it's positive. And when the rate of electricity flow out of the household, when it's going out, then it's negative. Okay. So here, in other words, they're producing power here, right? And then down here, they're having to pay for power, right? And then producing power again. Again, it's not worded that well, so you could read it a different way potentially, but let's just assume this for now. So the first question says, mark the section of section or sections on the x-axis where P with a P to indicate when the household is buying electricity from the supplier. Okay, so it's going to be buying the electricity from the supplier when it's not producing enough. So it's between here and here. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little P. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so 12. Determine the number of kilowatts that the household buys a supplier. Okay, so this is the function. It's horrible, right? So I've popped that in my calculator, like so. I've graphed it with basically the same axes that they've got. And all I'm looking for is the area underneath there, aren't I? So I'm just going to calculate the integral between 12 and 15, 12 and 15. And it should be a negative number. It is. Okay, so the number of kilowatts is, I'm going to say 0 between 12 and 15 of, and I'm not going to write, I'm just going to go R of T dt is equal to negative 0.35235. Therefore, amount bought is 0.352. No, that'll do. Kilowatt per hours. Okay, because they're buying it, so it's a negative number. Okay, the next bit says, determine the change in the balance of the household's account with the supplier by the end of the day in question if kilowatt is valued at 17.7 or 17 cents, 17. Okay, so what this is really about is, like, at the end of the day, if we did a sum of all of the positive energy and all the negative energy, well, what is the total of that? And then I'm multiplying it by the price. So if I now go, okay, what's the total area? And I actually want this to be negative, don't I? Because that's going to, like, cancel out this is the positive energy that I'm getting paid for, but then this is the negative energy. So I actually want it to cancel out some of the positive energy. So I'm between 4 and 24. Sorry, that would not be 4, that would be 6. 6 and 24. So the integral between 6 and 24, which, mind you, that was the domain we were given. 6 and 24 of my R of T dt. Just, no, I'm writing this still. I'm not doing the calculation, but I'm writing it. Yeah. Oh, now something's gone on here. It's unusual, because I wasn't expecting to have this, was I? So I don't know whether that's just overridden what I had previously. I think that's what it's doing, but let me just clear it just to make sure. Okay, turn it back on. Graph again. Pretty sure, yeah, it was just shaded from my previous question. Okay, so I'm going between 6 and 24. Yep, that looks better. So the total, it's kind of like the displacement, yeah, effectively, but it's talking about electricity. It's 15.75 kilowatt hours. So therefore, okay, if we're talking about cents, okay, then it's going to be 15.75 times 0.7171. 15.75 multiplied by 0.1717 is equal to $2.70. So just remember we're in money here. So I mean, even if I went back and got the exact value, which probably was worthwhile doing, so between 6 and 24, we would run around to cents anyway, wouldn't we? So 2 decimal places makes sense, anything else doesn't. So 15.7464, 15.7464, write that over here, 15.7464. Just to make sure that it's going to end up being the same thing again. Whoops. Let's try a decimal place in there. 270.36. Okay, so it's still going to round down to 0 anyway. Okay, so it doesn't matter. But it is worthwhile, yeah, just I suppose keeping that in mind, because it could have rounded up to 71 or maybe down to 69.